That sun has not abated. It is out. Summer is officially here, and every year you hear the same thing from experts like the one we have here with us today to use that sunblock regularly. But if those warnings don't get your attention, we have some pictures that recently went viral to maybe help you out. Dr. Roger Caton with Baylor Scott & White Health is here to break this down. Let's talk about these pictures first that went viral on Twitter. This guy here, he got a burn. He got so swollen from the sunburn that, as you see there, he would press down on his forehead, and there was sort of this dent that formed there, and it would stay for 30 seconds. That's not normal.
That's not normal, and that usually occurs when people either just shave their head or have a wax to their head or have laser hair treatment, actually, because you have injured cells and we all have fluid normally there. If you go right out to the sun, no sunblock, you actually, all the fluid rushes to that part of your injured cells, and you get a whole bunch of fluid and you get pitting edema, and that's a bad side effect. Most people will only get like redness, tenderness, itchiness from a sunburn, but the worst cases of sunburn or sun poisoning can be fatigue, nausea, vomiting, and blistering sunburns, and those are the ones that are almost as bad as this poor guy who had the pitting edema.
Yeah, it can get really nasty, and it can happen with not too much exposure. I think sometimes people think, well, I'm only going to be out for a little bit. I'm not going to go to the bother of putting on sunblock. Is there a time consideration there?
So you're making me grin, because one time I was actually out and we were on a vacation, and I was just out for 30 minutes, and I had one of the worst sunburns I've ever had in my entire life. Yeah, and it was just, I didn't bother putting sunblock on. I went outside, I was having fun, and I came back with a very bad sunburn. But you should always put your sunblock on 20 minutes before you're going out, 15 to 20 minutes, and reapply about every 2 hours. And there is no such thing as waterproof or sweatproof. There is water resistant and sweat resistant. There is no such thing as waterproof or sweat.
So you do have to reapply it, especially if you're active outside and you're sweating, or if you're in the water there. So let's say you do get a sunburn, because it does happen. Is there anything, sometimes it feels like there's just nothing that's effective at taking away the pain and actually making the healing process kind of speed up a little bit. What do you recommend there?
This is funny. We've had 3 people recently come to our office for severe sunburns. One of the things you have to do is hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. And we're talking water, and for some people who get the blistering sunburn, we actually recommend IV fluids, because your skin is screaming to it, hey, there's not enough fluid for me. Moisturizing aloe vera, Cetaphil or CeraVe, one of those where there's a lot of moisturizer to do it, is very important for your skin. You can also go ahead and do ice packs if you're having severe blistering, where like, not direct ice, but like cooling issues on top of the skin. Oatmeal cream baths are very good for you. And if it gets really bad where you're itching really bad, a little cortisone to the areas that itch the worst, and a little ibuprofen sometimes takes away the pain of the sunburn. But the worst ones are when it gets on your eyes and your lips. You have to use a lot of lip moisturizer and stuff. And people forget about that when they go outside, how important lip balm and wearing eyeglasses is for sunglasses, not eyeglasses, but sunglasses are.
Dr. Caton, thanks for being on with us today, and the good timely reminder. All of this makes me kind of wiggle in my suit, because it reminds me
we're all going to get it sometime.
It reminds me of growing up. We didn't protect back then. Thanks for being on with us. Kids these days have it so much easier.